Interested in socio-political issues? If so, join me every Saturday from 12 to 1 o'clock in the program called Sathi Live. This program is in Hindi, Urdu and English. See you there on MATV. And Pakistan. Actually, there is a major debate going on in India and Pakistan and other parts of the world, that includes London also, because of the statement given by Mia Mohammad Nawaz Sharif, Prime Minister of Pakistan. Mia Mohammad Nawaz Sharif, he said, Kashmir is a flashpoint that could trigger a fourth war between Pakistan and India at any time. Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif has said, seeking an early settlement of the issue. He also said he had a dream of seeing Indian Kashmir free and hoped to see it happen during his lifetime. Kashmir is a flashpoint, he said, and can trigger a fourth war between the two nuclear powers at any time. He was quoted as saying by the Dawn daily newspaper of Pakistan. And later on, Nawaz Sharif said that I did not say these things, but Dawn stick to its story, and they are saying we are not going to retract it. And with that started a major debate in India, in the political circles, in the journalistic circles. And we are here, we are going to bring a positive message actually. We are not here to downgrade any other country, any community, but we are discussing reasonably what can be done to resolve this kind of situation, because it's been going on since 1947. Both these countries have fought 3 wars. 1948, 1965, and 1971. Because of the 1971 war, Pakistan disintegrated, and the other part became Bangladesh. But now, if there is a fourth war, I don't know what could be the consequences for both the countries. It's not just the Pakistan. But the major point is, because Pakistan is at a situation where it has got a lot of its own problems, in that kind of environment, do you think Pakistan can afford to go to war? And for that matter, do you think India actually is willing or can be drawn into that kind of situation? That's what we are discussing here. We got my guests here. On my right, I got Mr. Santokh Dhaliwal. He is from Nottingham. He's a novelist. He is a writer, Punjabi writer and a poet. And at the same time, he's a community leader in Nottingham. Santokh Dhaliwal, welcome to our studio. And then we got Tom Deegan. He is the assistant editor, actually, of Asian Affairs magazine. And he's the co-author of recently published book called Beyond Denial, The Evidence of a Genocide about the 1971 Civil War in Bangladesh. Then we got Salim Sheikh Sahib there, founder, member and president of Pakistan-India Friendship Forum. And then we have Ram Bhatt. He is a broadcaster, he is a priest, and he takes deep interest in the political situation of India and Pakistan and also in this country. Tom, say hello to you. It's a pleasure to have you here.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah. Salim Sahib, we have met before. You are the president of India-Pakistan Friendship Forum, which we need these kind of organizations. We want friendship between the two countries. We are living in this country. We can see the situation from this standpoint, and we can see that if India and Pakistan are not careful, if they go into that kind of situation which Nawaz Sharif was saying, there can be a huge destruction, not only because in their relationship, also economically. First of all, I come to you, Salim Sahib. What do you think is, why did he say this actually, first of all?
Actually, I don't know, because as you say, he denied that his statement was either misquoted or somehow. But I'm sure whatever, any direction, any indication even of this war is not appropriate. India and Pakistan, they can't take and go to war, another war, which is, going to be atomic. Atom bombs are deterrent, not a cause for war these days. As you have seen in the world, I mean, all the big powers who are atomic powers, they are solving their problems on the table, not by the threat to each other for these wars. So I'm sure whether he was misquoted or he never meant that as he retracted the statement. But what I mean to say that area, India and Pakistan, that could be developed in such a big, prosperous area as any of European big areas like America or Europe. Only threat of wars and animosity between some people. I mean, general citizen, general public is so much in favor of each other that when there any opportunity, they run and just embrace each other. Because of that, because I know, as I was born in Amritsar,
Right.
I came to Karachi, and then from here, I'm living here for 50 years.
Yeah.
So my, feelings are for that area always, that there should be harmony, prosperity, which we like to have. And I'm sure this kind of statements, and even thinking on these lines, could harm all the efforts which have been going on for a long time to bring these countries together.
So do you think he made a political statement simply because he was in Pakistan? Well, Indian call it Pakistan occupied Kashmir, and Pakistanis call the other Kashmir as Indian occupied Kashmir. Pakistan also calls it Azad Kashmir. Do you think he made that statement because he was in that part of Kashmir and he wanted to please those people present?
Yes, actually, you see, what that statement was only published in Dawn. It was not on any TV or anywhere, so I could see and find out the wording itself. But since he has retracted it, he said no, it was misquoted. We should say or take his words as he never meant, perhaps, as he said. No, he never meant that. So surely although I'm not his party member, but Nawaz Sharif is one person who is very pro-India. And for that, many times he has been criticized. And in his oath-taking ceremony, he wanted Manmohan Singh to be there.
Yes.
And there were a lot of criticism for that as well. So why and how he delivered this kind of statement, I just can't understand. But on the other hand...
But for one moment, if we believe that he said it, being the Prime Minister of a country, do you think he should be more responsible, not to say words which he didn't mean?
Of course, of course.
That is subject to if he said it.
Yes.
Because if the Dawn is saying
that
we are not going to retract it,
yes,
and he did say it,
yes,
then either you believe Dawn or you believe Mian Mohammad Nawaz Sharif. In my view, Mian Mohammad Nawaz Sharif is a very sincere person because we have seen it before. He was talking to Atal Bihari Vajpayee before he was ousted in 1999 by Pervez Musharraf.
That's right.
And he was trying to have good relations with both the countries during that tenure of his prime ministership. But when he said these things, then I can only conclude that perhaps he said it to simply to please those people in that part of the world. But it doesn't help.
No, not at all. Because the idea and the preaching should be more harmony, more friendship, and more sort of good relationship. This is the norm at the moment. I mean, anybody taking this kind of idea away, I mean, for any reason, I don't think he is right, or it should be propagated like this. Because to me, the best solution for India and Pakistan is the friendship and harmony, which we have been doing here. I mean, this forum, all we are together, and for last 5-6 years, we are doing this. Myself, Mr. Rami Ranger, Mr. Rajan Sehgal, and all these functions, you have attended them. Everybody was so, courteous to each other. And this is what we want.
But as you put it rightly in the beginning, you said that Indians and Pakistanis at heart, they are hamsai, they call it.
Right.
They are hamsai. If their forefathers, they were born in each other's territories, and some people are still alive who were born before 1947. So if the general public is willing to have friendship, I think the leaders should be listening to them.
Exactly. This is only one leader or one person who could change the course of the whole thing.
Right.
This is what has been happening.
Because in this situation, because he gave the statement, or allegedly gave the statement, because we got to either believe or not believe, it has started a debate. Now, what happened is that in retaliation, Dr. Manmohan Singh said that Pakistan should not even dream of winning the war with India. And the BJP, they have given their reaction that, very inflammatory language and everything, which is natural to happen because these things they heard that he was saying there can be fourth war. As you know very well, I'm sure, Tom, you will also agree with me, all of you, that the fourth war, God forbid, if it doesn't become the nuclear war.
This is what it is. I mean, these days, even smaller countries who are not atomic powers, and it's unthinkable to even attack them or have war with them. Even Somalia and other places, I mean, they haven't got anything. But this time and age, this world is so different. You cannot go to a war for any country these days because of the ties and other things. So the only solution and the winning is left economical, not the wars.
Okay. Let's talk to Bhatts up there. Ram Bhatt ji. पाकिस्तान और इंडिया की जो सिचुएशन है हम सब जानते हैं और सलीम साहब ने बड़ी अच्छी तरह से इसका तारफ़ भी कराया कि क्या चल रहा है आजकल. So do you think India and Pakistan will ever reach to a point where they can sit around the table and nothing untoward happens? Because we know that whenever something pleasant going to happen, they are going to get together, something happens. Like, for example, in 2008, this Bombay situation happened, and now Nawaz Sharif have allegedly said that, and now there is a different kind of controversy. That means it will take months, if not years, to bring the situation to normality. So, but sir, what do you think of that?
So I think before I answer to this or say anything about that, as soon as I heard that statement, मेरे दिमाग में जो बात आई वो ये है, मेरे दिमाग में कुछ इंडिविजुअल नाम आए, मैं अपनी तरफ से बात कर रहा हूँ. I thought of वसीम अकरम, I thought of नुसरत फतेह अली खान साहब. बहुत कई साल पहले मैंने उनको इंटरव्यू किया था before he passed away, or for now राहत. And these are few people who represent hundreds of thousands of Pakistani people who never dream. उनको कभी भी सोच भी नहीं सकते वो कि इंडिया और पाकिस्तान का वॉर हो, क्योंकि ये होता है ना जब हम कोई ऐसा स्टेटमेंट करते हैं कि अफोर्डेबिलिटी, उससे पहले कि ज़रूरत की बात होती है ना कि क्या हमें ज़रूरत है या हमारे पास उतनी स्टेबिलिटी है, स्ट्रेंथ है क्या कि हम किसी से लड़ाई कर सके. आज पाकिस्तान की जो सिचुएशन है, पॉलिटिकल स्टेबिलिटी या फाइनेंशियल स्ट्रेंथ, तो ऐसी सिचुएशन में पहली बात तो वो सोच भी नहीं सकते सपने में. और जहाँ तक आपको ऐसा लगता है कि इंडिया और पाकिस्तान के लोग जो हैं, लोग तो बैठे ही हैं, मैं और राहत कई बार साथ में बैठे हैं, ठीक है, ये हमारे क्रिकेटर्स जो, बट पॉलिटिकल जी जो लीडर हैं, अगर लोग साथ में बैठ सकते तो मुझे लगता है लीडर भी साथ में बैठ सकते हैं. इनफैक्ट इट हैज हैपेंड ऑलरेडी जब इंडिया से पाकिस्तान की बस सर्विस शुरू हुई थी. सो आई डोंट सी व्हाई नॉट.
The efforts were made, but as I said, something happens at some point and the situation comes back to that. The flashpoint, Tom, I'm coming to you now. The flashpoint is Kashmir. We got to agree with him. We got to agree with Nawaz Sharif that it is a flashpoint because since 1989, so many people have died. So many atrocities have been committed. So much human rights violations happened that it is indeed a flashpoint between the two countries, and this is this issue which does not let us progress further. So do you think India and Pakistan can talk without talking about Kashmir first of all?
Yes, I certainly do think they can talk. In fact, they must talk in the interest of both their peoples. I'm not an alarmist by any means, and I don't think that whether or not Nawaz Sharif actually said what he is quoted as having said is it's immaterial really, because it is simply a statement of historical fact. Kashmir is a flashpoint. It is a bone of contention between two powerful states, both now nuclear armed, both of whom want to govern it. Talk of independence for Kashmir tends to be simply rhetoric. I do not believe for a moment that Pakistan wants to see an independent Kashmir. They have always had ambitions to rule Kashmir, to bring it into the Pakistani orbit as one of Pakistan's states. So the Kashmiri people, what they want is fairly important. I'm aware of the fact that the Gaddafi family commissioned a poll a few years ago, which was carried out by King's College London. It was actually the survey was done by the Mori opinion poll, and it was quite a fairly random and large sampling, which proved 2 points if the opinion poll is something to go by. Most Kashmiris do not want to be ruled by India, but they do not also, by 90%, more than 90% said they do not want to be incorporated into Pakistan. That is the basis for both sides to start to talk. Because the Kashmiri people, what they wish, what they want, must be taken account of. And I think that I've often described this issue as Kashmir as a bone between two dogs. They both got an end of it, and they won't let go. The reality is that the interests of the Kashmiri people lie, from their own point of view, in being an independent state. Whether that's complete sovereignty or whether it's some kind of autonomy in which both Pakistan and India would have a say in the structure and the relationships between the new state of Kashmir, if it ever comes to exist, where India and Pakistan would have veto rights over any acts or bills or measures of an autonomous state or an independent state. I think that could possibly be a solution, but it is a solution which has to be arrived at by both parties.
Sitting around the table.
Both India and Pakistan having to say, let's first consider what is in the best interest of Kashmir.
Because you said initially, you said Pakistan's intention is to rule that part
They
of
want to
Kashmir,
annex
and
it,
they are not
yes.
going to. In the same way, India feels that Kashmir is an integral part of
Indeed.
India, and we are not going to give. I got to stop there for a minute because we got the break time here. Dosto, we got a small break, just a couple of minutes, and we will come back. And we got our guests here. We are talking about India and Pakistan relations. We are talking about Kashmir. I'll see you in a minute. Those who welcomed after the break. Today we are discussing relations between India and Pakistan. This debate triggered because of the statement or allegedly made the statement made by Nawaz Sharif, which was reported in the Dawn, that there is a possibility that a war between India and Pakistan could trigger, the fourth war could trigger because of the flashpoint called Kashmir. And in the panel here, we got Ram Bhatt ji, who is a broadcaster. We got Salim Sheikh Sahib, who is the founder of India Forum. And we got Tom here, Tom Deegan. And Deegan, he is the assistant editor of Asian Affairs magazine. And we got Santokh Dhaliwal, who has come from Nottingham, and he's a community leader and a writer. We will start with Santokh ji. When we talk about India-Pakistan situation and the Kashmir situation, if we follow what Tom was saying, you know, that there should be independent Kashmir, but he quoted this survey which was done by King's College London on behest of Libyan government. Anyway, it's a bit strange that the Libyan government should be interested in doing that kind of survey. You know, we are talking about before Muammar Gaddafi. Anyway, if that was to happen, let's imagine for 1 minute, do you think Punjab will be affected directly?
It will definitely, but I can question Tom's that idea or that statement that there was that was conducted there. It is done only on the Indian side, not on the Pakistan side, not in Azad Kashmir. How valid it is, how it was conducted, we don't know anything about it. On the other hand, if that happens, if Kashmir becomes an independent country, then obviously Punjabis are already wanted Khalistan.
Well, some
Punjabis, yeah. Some extremist groups they want Khalistan. So then India will have another problem there, which can be as bigger as Kashmir problem, maybe even more. They are suffering quite a lot at the moment as well. In 1984, a lot of things has happened. So in my opinion, India will never agree to that.
They will never agree to give any kind of
autonomy. The states already have their own assemblies. They have quite a bit of autonomy, but they need it. But India will never forget, or just give up the military. I mean, the economic side, the currency, or India will never do that. And
some people tend to think that feasible in Kashmir.
देखिए जी वो यही चाहते हैं उनकी जितनी भी लीडर के स्टेटमेंट्स हैं they just want autonomy, not the full freedom, because they still want to live within the boundaries of India and Pakistan, whatever boundaries they have. There's no question, or they never demanded that they should have all the armies and all the other things, currency even. That's not a demand. The only thing they want is a little more, say, in the affairs they are running day to day. So they should have no fear of anybody looking, from the shoulder, and looking what they're doing. This is what they want, and I'm sure that should, be given a chance. Reason being, even in England, you can see this. You see, they one United Kingdom now. Wales they've got their own separate assembly. Same thing is going to happen for Scotland. So there's no threat to a country as it is. If you listen to people and give some sort of authority, inner authority, for them to do their own affairs and solve their own problems, that I'm sure that should happen. And otherwise, if you keep fighting and denying all these things, for how long? Centuries more? Time will come. Because now the world is becoming a village. It's a big village, it's become small village. People see each other, the country, what is happening. If a small one Twitter message in Tunisia could trigger off Arab Spring, and look at that, what has happened. And they followed each other. So these are things, people are not anymore of 60 years old, thinking. They are the modern people. They know what they write and what they want.
Right. I understand the concept of autonomy, but as Mr. Dhaliwal said, India is not, I feel, India is not going to give up their side of Kashmir. And the same thing, as Tom said,
it is
Pakistan is
not giving up the Kashmir or the territory to anybody.
No. Are we then talking about autonomy within Indian side of Kashmir? If it is that, then there is no problem.
It should be, Azad Kashmir and Kashmir both. Because this is what they want. They want their right to live there and exist in a harmony and independence and look after their own affairs. They are not asking anything else, I'm sure, because I've got some Kashmiri friends here as well. They have had enough of this 60 years, 40 years of all the wars and things and bickering about all these things. They want peace at any cost. And now it is not that they will be happy with Pakistan or India, if they're given a chance.
But when we talk about autonomy, I understand what you're saying.
Yes.
When we talk about autonomy, are we talking about autonomy after and if Pakistan gives up its side and that side is assimilated into one Kashmir?
No, it could be simultaneous. It could be.
So you are
discussed.
saying there should be autonomy on Indian side of Kashmir and autonomy on the Pakistani
It should
side
be,
of
yes,
Kashmir.
one Kashmir.
Are we saying that?
Yes. It should be one Kashmir.
All right.
Without division.
One Kashmir then. Indian side have a different autonomy and
No. I'm talking about both sides. Azad Kashmir is already Azad Kashmir, they say, in India. But at the same time, it's not that, happened in India, the independence, 14 was Pakistan, 15 was, India. No, it should happen same time. That there should be, some legal, legislation or decisions by both the Indian and Pakistan government to give them, rights of their own self-governance. This is it.
So basically you are saying that Kashmir in Pakistan should remain there and Indian Kashmir should remain there?
Not at all.
No,
Yeah.
then when we talk about autonomy, that's what it is. The viewers who are listening, that they will conclude what you have said, that this Kashmir will stay there, that Kashmir will stay there. That's what you have
Kashmir
concluded.
is there. It's not
I mean
territorial.
they should stay under the occupation
Not at all.
of these two countries separately.
It should be, no.
No, but then what is the point of talking about autonomy?
Because both the, autonomy means they should be, clear of any authority from both the countries. You see, they should be one Kashmir.
So Pakistan side Kashmir should be truly Azad Kashmir.
Yes.
Let's put it, simple way.
Yeah.
And Indian side should be truly Azad. Indian Kashmir.
There shouldn't be any barrier, any boundaries between Kashmir.
But
should be one Kashmir.
then we are talking that both the Kashmirs should become one.
Yes, of course.
Exactly, that's what I was trying to clarify.
Exactly. Why not?
Will that happen? Will Pakistan accept it? Or India accept it?
No, it's not a matter of Pakistan or India accepting it. It's what people want. For how long they will suppress them, tell me. For how many centuries more? I mean, so far, the 64, 65 years suppression has not brought anything in Kashmir. It means how long we should continue. We have to set a date. Okay, that's enough. Let the people have their choice, what they want to have. Short of military and the currency. And everything else they should do.
So I can see that now, that what Tom said,
Yes.
that he quoted this survey done by King's College, and you have said it's the same thing, that give the independence to the Kashmiris.
That's right.
That's what you said.
This is what my opinion.
Ram Bhatt ji?
Technically, I can't see how it's happening. जब तक दोनों देश, both countries, or governments of both countries don't agree, Pakistan says, okay, ये हमारा जो आज़ाद कश्मीर है, we free them, because until that happens, they cannot come together technically. But I think there is a bigger picture here. What politicians are saying, sometimes it is politically motivated, whatever statements are made. But जब हम बाहर की बात करते हैं, okay, it's related to Kashmir, कि कश्मीर से related ये war है. But उसका जो impact है, is not limited to Kashmir. It will affect whole of India, whole of Pakistan, not only within the geography of Pakistan and India, but outside, worldwide. For example, हम आज साथ में बैठे हैं. Day to day, we spend lots of times, we share food, we share festivals, जैसे we are talking about Eid or Diwali. For example, there are lots of sweet suppliers in this country who make more sweets on Diwali than Eid. So it's not just matter of Kashmir anymore. It is going to affect, it has a very, very big impact because which politician may not even imagine, because they are somehow still believe that is politically motivated, or they're making these statements for their own selfish interest. So I think ये बहुत ज़रूरी है कि they should also consider the bigger picture, not just the statements and their own self-interest. और जहाँ तक ये बात है कि वो हो सकता है कि नहीं, ये जो autonomy की बात हो रही है, I don't think that is technically possible. The way we are saying that Pakistan
No,
is
it is not technically possible at this present time.
Precisely, yes.
But Sheikh Saab said, how long you can carry on doing this? It's already 67 years, 65 years now.
Yeah.
And it cannot go forever.
Should not.
We have seen the First World War ending on the table. We have seen the Second World War ending on the table. We have seen what happened in Iraq. Now in Afghanistan, the NATO forces are coming out in 2014 next year. And after that, they will be, you can call it free, I don't know what is going to happen. But at the end of the day, NATO forces, NATO countries, they realize that we cannot win this war, might as well leave them to their own devices. We will soon see what they have achieved. When we talk about Iraq, there are different opinions whether they achieved anything at all. Yeah. So all these wars, they are always fruitless. You don't get anything out of it. Coming back to Tom, sorry, we are going to the break actually. Okay, we will go for a break, and dosto, we will come back soon. And dosto, let me have a small break, then we will be back with our. Dosto, welcome to MATV studio. We got our panel here. We got 4 gentlemen here discussing the situation in India and Pakistan, especially in the light of the statement made by Nawaz Sharif, Prime Minister of Pakistan. He also said in his statement, although he is retracting that, but he said that I have a dream that the Indian occupied Kashmir will be free from India. And he also said that it will happen in my lifetime. And in retaliation, Indian Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh said, forget about it, it is not going to happen in your lifetime or in my lifetime. So there's a lot of debate going on. The major worry world over is that when we talk about Kashmir, when we talk about the conflict between the 2 countries, the major worry the world has is that both these countries have got the nuclear weapons. And nuclear weapons means that it can destroy not just one country, it can destroy the country who is going to use it. Last time and the only time the nuclear weapons were used were by America in Japan. It has not been used since, and I hope it is not used. And this weapon is considered to be a deterrent rather than going to war. But if you have a weapon, there is a likelihood that somebody perhaps could use. Tom, when we talk about nuclear weapons, as I said, it was used only once. And we have seen the destruction it has caused. We have seen how many lives were wasted in that, how many people died. And the after effect of that has gone to many decades. So do you sometimes think that there could be a fear of this weapon being used by India or Pakistan?
I fear to think of the possibility that such an event could occur. It ought to be said that the American use of nuclear weapons at the end of the Second World War was a war crime. There was no need for America to bomb 2 cities full of civilians, Nagasaki and Hiroshima. However, that's an historical detail. What is well known is that nuclear weapons, apart from the catastrophic damage they cause when they explode in cities, they would also affect whole regions. The nightmare of a nuclear war between Pakistan and India, and I think that if there is a major war between the 2 countries, regardless of whether it's about Kashmir or about water rights from the Himalayas or any other issue, I think Pakistan would use nuclear weapons because it cannot possibly defeat India conventionally. In fact, a Pakistani general has already said, if India attacks us, we must use nuclear weapons. So they have made a sort of strike first policy.
Sorry, who said that?
If a nuclear war occurs on the subcontinent, and a few dozen, it doesn't have to be hundreds. I mean, those of us who grew up during the Cold War, remember the Americans and the Russians between them had thousands of these missiles pointing at each other. But they're suicide weapons. Because although they are deterrents, possibly, but if they'd ever been used, then you could say goodbye.
If they've never been used, it does not mean that it will never be used.
It doesn't mean
That's
they,
what you're
they
saying.
cannot ever be used. And I mean, we know they've been used once, but it's what they call the fallout. These things throw up huge clouds of dust into the atmosphere. That's taken on by the jet stream. It's spread all around the world. And so within a matter of years, millions of people all over the world will be dying from cancers and radiation-related illnesses. So it's a nightmare scenario, and it must not be allowed to happen. And any general, whether he be Pakistani or Indian or Israeli or American or British, who advocates using nuclear weapons as a first strike, really should be removed from their positions instantly.
Right.
It's
India has said that she will not be the first strike.
Yes, but unfortunately, Pakistan has not reciprocated that particular sentiment. And it is desperately needed that everybody understands that nuclear war is not an option. It doesn't win anybody a war. It simply causes catastrophic damage with hundreds of millions of people being killed. It could be the end of civilization as we know it. Don't forget, it has never happened. They're already worried about places like Chernobyl and 3 Mile Island, where a little bit, and about the Japanese...
Yeah, recently, yes.
Trying to think, I can't remember its name, where some radiation leaks. And this is from one small reactor, relatively small.
I think you're talking about the tsunami in
The tsunami
Japan.
damaged
there was a real fear, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
and also Chernobyl, where there was an accident and they had to bury the whole complex in concrete.
That's very
And even then, for miles around, the place is uninhabitable. If a few hundred of those are detonated on this planet, then it will be worldwide carnage,
worldwide repercussions.
So it just cannot be. It is unthinkable that this could possibly happen. I think it is beholden upon both India and Pakistan to stop the rhetoric and to deal with the issue. And I don't accept that that the position is intractable. I think there is a solution. I think perhaps along the lines either of autonomy or an agreed independence. I mean, it isn't just India that has a problem. If we give Kashmir independence, if we allow them to have independence, that Punjab will automatically become at risk, and so also will maybe Assam and so on. But Pakistan has the same problem with Baluchistan and with the Northwest Territories and with Sindh, ultimately. So the whole subcontinent is composed of an ethnic and religious and linguistic mix.
And
That
the conflict,
if it sunders, and it has sundered once, twice in fact, with the partition, the dreadful partition of 1947, which divided Indians, and then ultimately, then in 1971, the separation of Bangladesh. And yet India had existed for hundreds and hundreds of years with a multicultural, what